Dang it. We are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here. Yo, soy Bear, 29-year veteran. That'd be in the woods, people. That is where bears live. 7 out of take. I've already messed it up. Gosh dang it, I'm not even a minute in, people. Had that professional show, and it just slipped out of Bear's claws. 7 out of 8 TikTok women would agree they'd rather see a bear in the woods than a man in the woods. It is YouTube's #1 show by a bear. Former 2024 Democrats presidential hopeful till he got the rug pulled out from him and decided to go the other way. Old Robert Kennedy is in Bear's wake, not the other way around, people. So just so you know, although he did the whole whale thing, man, oh man, I've never even thought of taking a chainsaw to a whale, but there we go, people. There we are. Amy, that should be a topic for a new D&Q next week. Robert F. Kennedy at the beach taking a chainsaw to a whale. I'd love to see all the variations of that, people. All right, great to have all of you here with us, including Amy. She says, "So Bear, are you putting away your white shoes after this?" What? Well, first, I don't wear shoes. We can't wear white shoes? What kind of freaking fascist dictatorship are we living in? For crying out loud. Apparently, I already go barefoot. Going barefoot, but I guess we're gonna go even more barefoot. Yes, indeed. Wait a minute, I'm at work, says P Money. This is some holiday weekend? Yes, it's called Labor Day. Ironically enough. Surprised they don't have Labor Day in Canada. That's kind of odd. You'd figure those bunch of commies up there, they would have Labor Day, but apparently not, people. Apparently not. But I do. Oh, wow, that is strong. Okay. Hello, how are you? Woohoo, what? Toddy. We do have, unfortunately, a Canadian update here. I really hate to do this, but let me bring you good people in here. Unfortunately, R.I.P. Johnny Hockey. That would be Johnny Goodrow. Fatally struck by an SUV before they were going to their sister's wedding. Ironically enough, the guy that hit them works in a rehab facility, so go figure on that one. But unfortunately, needed to pay respects here at the very, very start of it. Even though it is freaking Columbus Blue Jackets, we still extend a hand out. Gosh, what? Month before the season starts here, so unfortunately, old Johnny Hockey here. P Money would know he played for the somewhere up in Canada there. Help me out here. Come on, Bear. Anyways, he's the Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames for a number of years. Transferred over to what was it? The Columbus Blue Jackets. So a couple years back, became one of the highest paid athletes in hockey. So unfortunately for him, R.I.P. I know many of you were like, "Hey, let's do some hockey talk." A couple months before the beginning of the season, but yeah, unfortunately, we've got to start it off. One of Calgary's best from America. Don't you forget it, sir. Don't you forget it out here. Let's see. It's 29. Excuse me. Goodrow, 31. And his brother Matthew, 29. So unfortunately, right before the sister's wedding too. Tragic. Incident occurred just before 8:30 Eastern p.m. as the brothers were riding bicycles on a county road in New Jersey when a Jeep Grand Cherokee attempted to pass a couple slower moving vehicles and ran into the Gaudreaus people. So unfortunately, we have that, people. I was saying during Bear's fashion show, what about them sports team something? Glad Bear took that to heart for this show. Well, now that you mention it, P-Money, we do have a number of, some great dresses here. Well, not that fella. There we go. Some great dresses that we can talk about during the show here today. Bear kids, people. We kid out here. If you didn't catch it the last time, we did a fashion show just for the ladies and also P-Money. So there you go, people. I gotta apologize right off the top here, people. A little bit, it came to Bear like right before, a couple hours before he's gonna do the show. We've got some sort of bug going around. People are just catching it left and right, and old Bear trying to fight it off here. I've got a hot toddy that is, holy cow, it is tart, people. Probably could have used some more bourbon in there, but that's all right. So if Bear is a little bit scratchy in the throat, maybe a couple coughs here and there, I apologize. The mute button is a little bit further away from Bear here, so it might be. We're gonna try and get through it, but it might be a little bit shorter of a show than normal. We'll see how long old Bear hangs out here. Sporty fashion. We should do that. We should do a fashion show just of athletes. That's a great idea, Amy. Great idea. We'll make sure we do that the next show here. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's not like Bear feels bad. When you get it where you're like, okay, I can feel it. It's coming on. I know there's something there. Bear's taking the Zycam and all the other stuff. What is it? The emergency. Just drinking vitamin C like crazy. Got my hot toddy here just in case. We'll see. Yes, P-Money, you should probably mask up. Poor old Dr. Fauch. He had what was it? Let's see. He had the Wu, he had the West Nile, and he also had monkeypox as well. Well, maybe not the last one, but anyways, yeah. So great. There's vaccines just working out just like a champ, people. Just like a champ. So anyways, let me get to it before too long here. Let me find it. Where did I? Come on, Bear, for crying out loud, professional show. Because we are so close, people, I figured let's go ahead. I mean, Bear could keel over tomorrow. You never know. So let's go ahead, get into it, because it is that time of the month, people. Well, tomorrow. A couple more hours. That would be our favorite time of the month. That would be the months of, people. What are we celebrating? This month? Let's find out. Let's find out together. Good thing Mrs. Timerson keeps airborne in the outside pantry. Ooh. I sure hope so. Let me take a drink. Now this one's a head scratcher here. Because it's September 15th to October 15th. Probably trying to push away those pesky Columbus Day celebrations. It is Hispanic Heritage half month, another half month. But wait till September 15th to celebrate. Don't celebrate it before then. It's like a fashion faux pas. I look forward to this on Bear's show all month, says P-Money. Well, thank you. It is, people, Sourdough September, people. So make sure you get bacon this month, people. Alopecia what? Alopecia Aretria Awareness Month. If you weren't aware, that is the disease that Will Smith's wife has that got Chris Rock in trouble when he was at the Oscar show. He was making fun of her bald head. Friggin' Will Smith comes up, the slap heard round the world. So we were going to be aware, people. Be aware of alopecia, whatever, awareness month, people. There you go, people. Which, by the way, like, there was more media time spent on Chris Rock getting slapped than Donald Trump getting shot, if you think about it. Yeah, that whole stuff just kind of disappeared. Poof. Gone. Where's the award show slap awareness month? That maybe next month. We'll have to wait. Or it could be this month, and you'll just have to wait and find out. It is National Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month, people. Be sure you're aware of your spinal cord injury, people. Got to make sure. National Pain Awareness Month, people. National Prostate Health Month. That doctor looks really, really, really happy to be checking out that guy's prostate. You're like, oh boy, I can't wait to get in there. Man, oh man. I guess the prostate doctors are like the opposite of dentists. You know, they go in the other way. I stubbed my toe an hour ago. Does that count for pain month? No. It's got to be painful all month long. Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, people. So we've got both holes covered, people. You know, the backside and the old front hole. Got to make sure you ain't getting no cancer anywhere around there. Whole Grains Month, people. Make sure you get the whole grains. National NICA Month. NICA? What the hell? Neonatal Intensive Care Awareness Month. Well, how the hell are we supposed to be aware of it when it's NICA? I have no idea, people. For crying out loud, why did they do this? National Blood Cancer. It's all cancer. All Cancer Month. This September. National Blood Cancer Awareness Month. National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Shouldn't that be in February? I don't know. National Recovery Month. Oh, thankfully. There's a lot of cancers to be getting over here. National Disease Literacy Month. Wow, it is quite the month here, people. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, get lost, Camelot. Can't take it. It's National Square Dancing Month. Get your partner. Do-si-do, and round they go. Something, something. Hee-haw. Something low. Turn them round and round, and there they go. It's National Square Dance Awareness Month, people. A Better Breakfast Month. Make sure your breakfast is better this month, people. Fall Hat Month. People, get out your hats. Look at all these lovely ladies with the hats. They're all fall hats. How do we tell? How do we tell that they're... I guess that they're brown? Maybe they're in front of trees? Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I would say that all of these women would agree. They'd rather see a bear in the woods than a man in the woods. Probably. With their fall hats, people. P-Money says, good idea. I'll tell my wife I'm going out for steak and eggs for breakfast on September 1st. That sounds delicious, sir. National Suicide Prevention Month, people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Step back from that edge. Don't do nothing crazy, man. Step away from that ledge and head on over to your local library for library card sign-up month. Library card sign. Oh, they still do the cards. Who knew? I had no idea. I thought it was all digital these days. I guess it was all digital. P-Money, it is National Americana Month. So better get it straight. Shut up, Kamala. You better get it straight, people. You better get it straight because this is National Americana Month, people. We call it a torque month. Wonder if you Americans understand the word torque. Well, I know cars have them, and you got to turn the wrench a little bit to get some torque, but I don't know. Hold on. Hey Siri, what is torque?
Here's some information.
In physics and mechanics, torque is the rotational analog of linear force. It's also referred to as the movement of force. Moment of force. Moment of force. There you go. I understand that perfectly, P-Money. Thank you. Thank you so much. Shut up, Kamala. Pulmonary Fibrosis Awareness Month, people. It is, man, oh man, if you got a disease, it's your month, people. National Italian Cheese Month, people. Well, beer can do some of those. Oh, gosh dang it, man. Why? Why can't it be National Lactose Intolerance Awareness Month? Maybe that'll be in October, November, or something like that. I think Americans call them beanies. They are our winter hats. Is that like the British calling the trunk the boot? And what was it? The elevator, the lift? Yeah, we don't subscribe to any of that fancy English talk here. This is America, man, and we're in tomorrow, National Americana Month, so you better get it all turned around there, P-Money. Yes, indeed. National Italian Cheese Month. For crying out loud. Self-Care Awareness Month, people. Make sure you're like this fella here and taking care of yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can do better if I take care of myself. I'm not going to pronounce it that way, P-Money. No way. I'll go into YouTube jail. That's not that kind of show, man. Try and keep this a little family friendly here. I'm not going to go with that. Crying out loud. You best time yourself out here. Save your photos month, people. Make sure you save your photos. Don't delete them. Even if you took a picture inside your pocket or something like that, or gosh, I don't know how many pictures Bear has of just his feet, Like, what the hell? Why did I get feet? Sometimes you just hit that shutter. Which, by the way, they're coming out with a new iPhone that has like a little, it's got its own button now. They're starting to come out with buttons left and right. So it's got its own little take a picture button, kind of like on a normal camera. You just hold it up and you go click. You don't even have to do the thumb press anymore. You can just go click. Not say click. You hit the button. Well, it would be pretty cool if you said click and it would have taken a picture. But save your photos, people. That's what Bear's talking about. That's what Bear's talking about. Yeah, I know, Amy. It does sound so fancy. But it sounds like torque. And no, it's something else. It's too... Okay, I'm not even going to go there. Not going to go there, P-Money. Gosh dang it. International Update Your Resume Month, people. Do like this lady. Update your resume. Crying out loud. Make sure you update it. National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Make fun of those fat kids. Make sure that they thin up just a little bit. You bunch of tubbies. Crying out loud. At National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. People, it is National Sewing Month. So you can get started on your beanie or whatever the hell they call it up there in Canada. Not even going to go there, P-Money. National Preparedness Month. Gosh, if you live in Florida, that should have been back in like June. May, June, right before the hurricane season. But, it's never too late to be prepared, people. National Mortgage Professional Month. National Rice Month. Look at all those rices. Rices? Hold on. Hey, Siri, what is the plural of rice? It's rice?
Noun, which means it has no plural form.
The plural of rice is rice? Well, thank you, grammarmonster.com. The plural of rice is rice, people. You learned something from Bear's channel. Pardon me. Oh, finally, it is National Potato Month. It's always Potato Month for Bear. National Piano Month. National Mushroom Month. People, it is National Courtesy Month. Thankfully, that is in September, so I don't have to be courteous to Peabody for a couple more hours here. National Chicken Month. Actually, that goes together with National Rice Month, so you can get your National Chicken and National Rice Month all together there. It's Self-Improvement Month, people. National Little League Month. Baby Safety Month. Make sure your babies are safe, but just for this month. And finally, Classical Music Month. All month long here in September. National. Yeah, what was it? Classical music, people. I'm sorry. The alcohol is getting to beer here. Alcohol definitely getting to beer here. Yes, indeed. That's all right. We continue. That was a long one, people. Holy cow. Did I do Hispanic Heritage? Yeah, there we go. September 15th. There you go, people. Whew. That's a lot of cancers and a lot of foods. So if you're worried about cancer, make sure you eat a lot of chicken and rice. And take care of yourself. And don't go bald, but eat sourdough. There you go. The plural of moose, says P-Money, who should know, is mooses. The plural of goose is geese. And the plural of mongoose is mongooses. Mongooses. There you go. The plural of bear is bears. You never knew, people. Never knew until bear showed up. Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get to this because it's ending tonight here, people. Ending tonight. That would be... No, not Titan. Oh, apologies. Go, Gary, go. Go, Gary, go. No, we were talking about... from your boy, Zach. That would be his comic book, The Comic Book. The Comic Book, The Comic Book. So let's find out what the heck is going on with your boy, Zach here. He says this one might not make it. Oh my God. Indiegogo campaign for The Comic Book. The Comic Book ends tonight. And if you thought, man, how did I miss that? It's because he only put it up just the other day. That is Zany Zach's crazy Indiegogo campaigns. So there you go. You can go check that out. Actually, let me 1 second here, people. Let me put it into the description. Hold on 1 second. Let me do the thing with the thing, and you do that, and I'm just gonna put it right up top here so you people can see because you only got a couple hours left. So let me find it here. Do the thing with the thing. Do the copy and the paste. Let's see. Book the comic book. There we go. All right. The save. That's the most important part, Beer, is you gotta save it. So anyways, it's there in the description if you want to check it out. Because he only has, people, he only has a couple hours left. 22,665. Woo! Saved by that $1 there. 8 hours left, people. 8 hours left. 452 backers. Let's see. He says, the history of the American comic book industry is being rewritten as we speak. Oh my God. This project seeks to cement, pardon me, what actually happened in print by someone who witnessed comic book history as it was made, people. That's your boy. This will be a visual document of key issues from the publishing history of Marvel and DC. In the spirit of Ed Piskor's hip-hop family tree, the project is a love letter to for the great comics of recent past from someone who rode his bike to buy these issues fresh off the stands. He says if this crowdfunding campaign meets its $22,000 fixed goal, which it did, it will be a 22-page comic book. But for every $1,000 above the $22,000 fixed goal, there will be 1 page added to the total. And he says if the total pages reach 44 pages, be split into 2 different comic books for your enjoyment, people. So do go check it out. You only got a couple hours left. It is in the description. If you're watching this tomorrow or after the fact, I'm sorry. It's already over, people. So get on it while the getting is all good, people. There you go. And speaking of Titan, go check that out. Great stuff from him. And CyberFrog also picking up steam here. They're going to be closing within the next couple weeks or so. Get on it, people. Get on it while you still can before it's all closed up. 710,000, almost 711. He'll include what's the 7-Eleven drink? The what was it? The Swishy? I forget the name of it, but I was gonna make a joke there. He's gonna include a drink with 7-Eleven, but it just faded away from beer, so I apologize. Anyways, go check it out. CyberFrog 3. You know where, you know the drill. Down in the description. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah. And also blah. Well, not really blah, but you get the picture. You understand what's going on, people. Understand what's going on, people. All right, where the heck are we, man? What the heck is going on? I thought mongoose was a singular form of geese. Interesting. Had no idea, Amy. Had no idea. All right, pardon me. Let me take a drink of the hot toddy. Well, it's a kind of a mild toddy right about now. Woo, that's tart. Woo-wee. Man, oh man. That is a tate. Wow. Not sure if that's the lemon or if it is the bourbon that is in there. Boy, I needed both of those, people. Needed both of those. All right. Let's see. I had a whole idea what we were gonna do the show with here. I've been thinking for quite a while here, people. Let me get it off of this 1 second here. Because there's a lot of, I guess, kind of, not misinformation, but people, I don't want to, I'm not trying to put anybody down on YouTube that does the whole entertainment sphere, you know, everything's woke, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Hey, if that's your lane, you want to take it, that's fine. You know, we talked about a while back, Bear calling out the grifters, 2.5 years ago or something like that, whatever it was. So I've been thinking about that a little bit recently here, and a lot of it is people that are just in their lane, or they're trying to do a counterculture, anti-woke sort of situation, and they think that that is the cure to all the problems here. It is not. So I'm going to attempt to try and do it. I hope we can do this here. Still hoping Bear's voice holds out for you good people. You probably never heard that before. Gee, I hope that Bear's voice holds out before his cold gets to him. Terrible stuff. But I need to make a side detour first. So hold on, people. Just bear with Bear here for just 1 second as we bring up this news story here. You may or may not know, you may or may not care. We're trying to make a point here, but I'm doing it with automotive first, so people are kind of within the headspace here. From the Drive and somebody over at the Drive. Mercedes, one of the biggest most well-known, most well-respected, I believe longest automotive companies in existence. And they're going to replace the EQS, hold on people, with an electric S-Class. Now the EQS was their fancy Tesla killer, supposedly. Let's check it out. Here we go, there is that. They spent billions and billions of dollars trying to come up with an electric car that is aerodynamic as an egg can be. So that's what the car looks like. That's what the EQS is, okay? There will be 2 S-Classes in the future. It's a normal car. As they say, ICE, internal combustion engine, and electric, the Mercedes CEO says. Mercedes-Benz isn't just backing down from its EQEV's controversial styling. Looks like an egg. It seems to be abandoning the sub-brand altogether. So indicates the confirmed retirement of the flagship EQS nameplate. This is billions of dollars in development, and they're flushing it down the toilet. Which Mercedes reportedly plans to fold into the S-Class as it continues into the 2030s with combustion power. He goes on, the CEO says there will be 2 S-Classes in the future, ICE, normal cars, and electric. He's not referring obtusely to the EQS either, but he's saying that it will become the S-Class, styling and all, sort of like the electric G-Wagon. They'll have all the same styling inside and out, except for the grills, which it doesn't have a engine in there, so it doesn't need to cool it off. So they just kind of, plastic over the grills, really. Though their mechanicals will drastically differ. Try saying that with a hot toddy. For the EV, Mercedes will utilize blah, blah, blah. It goes on. Goes on and on and on. Next year, the EQS will be reportedly overhauled with an 800-volt drivetrain, new battery, yada, yada, yada. But it's going to be labeled as an S-Class. Let's see. Mercedes' top-end sedan lines may be reconverging, owing to weak sales performance on both sides of the battery combustion fence. While the EQS has never been a particularly hot seller, the S-Class itself tumbled by 37% in the first quarter. And I was looking... Anyways, they were going to... They had the great idea, we're going to go all electric. We're going to be, that's where the future is. We're going to go all electric. We're going to get rid of the, Mercedes, one of the people that invented the automobile. We're going to get rid of that stinking internal combustion engine. How dare we? We're going to go all electric. It'll be great. It's the future, people. It is the future. Until they get to 2024 and they says, oh, God, nobody's buying any. Even if we mandate it, they still aren't buying any. They'll just get older cars and fix them up. So Mercedes-Benz, one of the biggest well-known automotive companies out there, says, hey, they are tapping the brakes, as it were, on their whole electric car rollout here. Electric cars always perfect in Canada during our negative 40-degree weather. Yeah, that's if... A lot of them, like you see the styling on there, they have the door handles that are flush with the actual door there. So when there's ice out there, you can't get into your car because it's frozen over and they don't have enough oomph. They don't have enough torque to be able to push all that ice out with the handle. It kind of pops out. Then you grab it, open up the door, away you go. This one, nope. It's all streamlined. It's all flush. So you're probably saying, Bear, what the hell, man? What does this have to do with YouTube and Hollywood and all of that stuff? Well, I had this story here. Let me get to it. Let's see. Did we ever find out who wrote that? James somebody. I don't know who. Anyways, I had this story here for you good people. I was reading through it. And of course, listen. 99.9% of the YouTubers out there are going to take it in one direction. You already know what that direction is. I don't even need to go there. It's already there. So I'm just using, what's her face here? Anyways, bounding into comics. Spencer McCooley, Acolyte Star. What? How do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? Amandla? Amandla Steinberg. She's Jewish? Whatever. Anyways, Amandla. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, this Star Wars lady with the alkaline, blaming everybody, hyper-conservative bigotry from the alt-right, all the buzzwords out there, people. Oh, mophead. You know, Bear's reading through all this. You know, what was she saying? Let's talk about this. Of course, I live in my own bubble of my reality, but for those of you who are aware, there's been a rampage of vitriol on face since the show been announced, blah, 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 yada, 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 blah, blah. I was just going to use her as a foil here, because I know a lot of people are just like, Star Wars, meh, yeah. So I had this idea. And I've been kind of torquing it in the old noggin, P-Money, kind of rounding it around and round and round here, trying to figure out, okay, there's a missing component to all this. Whenever you hear a lot of the YouTube commentariat, you know, usually it's either, you know, everything stinks, blah, 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 or, you know, goes with the woke, you know, everything's woke, blah, 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 blah. And they kind of equate being woke with terribleness. And if you just like, hey, all we got to do is just not be woke and everything will be fine. And there's like, that's like a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, that would be a good start. But it's not the entire story here, people. Let Bear get a drink. 1 second here. Ooh, that's a hot toddy. Well, not hot, but it is a toddy, that's for sure. Wow. That is a tart, people. Gotta soothe the throat here. Battling illness. All right, so there's a lot of this going around where it's like, okay, all we got to do is make sure that's, no more Amandla Steinberg or whatever the hell her name is. Steinberg, whatever the heck, man. A lot of that going on, and it's like, hey, all we got to do is make sure we don't hire some mophead liberal lady, and everything will be fine. Okay. Bob Iger. Well, he won't do it. I don't know. The Z-Man out there over at Warner Brothers. Let's say he just like wakes up one day, rolls out of bed, hits his noggin on the old, hits his noggin somewhere. Oh my God. Okay. I've got a brilliant idea. Let's make sure that we don't do any of the woke stuff anymore, and we only hire, dude bros out there. Make sure all of our stuff is just great, terrific. Get rid of all the woke stuff, and we're gonna be on easy street. I mean, that would be a great start here. Hey, Marc, how you doing? Lucas Film doesn't have that Amazon money. Thank you, sir, because that's exactly where we're going. Hollywood, all of Hollywood has a money problem. Okay? You might say, Bear, oh my God, really? Yes, really. It's kind of ironic because it is the irony of too much money and not enough money. You might say, Bear, that's a contradiction in terms. How dare you? Well, I dare. I dare and I will. We got to take a little step back here. Which, by the way, Alkaline, it was started a couple years ago when they first started it up. So there was a little bit of a development cycle there, about 2 years or something like that. Let's see. I think I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi. Oh, God. Well, yeah. Well, even one of those films. Even thinking of one of those out there. So they had a problem many years ago. Well, not that many, but Netflix, before even Amazon, Marc. Netflix was a service that used to be in the DVD business. I think Blockbuster. So you wanted to rent a movie. You say, hey, Netflix, I want to check out whatever, Star Wars. So they mailed you the DVD of Star Wars. You checked it out and you got to watch it, and then you send it back, and away you go. You enjoyed your movie. This was all right, terrific. Then they got the brilliant idea of, hey, all this mail stuff costs a lot. Why don't we just put it on servers and then just have people come to us, and whenever they want to watch a movie, they could just stream it right to their TV. And I says, oh, that's a brilliant idea. So Netflix, did gangbusters. They were one of the biggest stocks of all time, just doing great, terrific, and all that stuff. And then other folks got into the business. Amazon, of course, Disney, Warner Brothers. I mean, literally everybody and their uncle came out and decided to go into streaming. They thought it was the next big thing, which it sort of was. But the idea was, hey, let's not get a great streaming service and develop a profit and all this other stuff. It was, this is the future. We need to make sure that we're on top of that whenever all this, what they call the streaming wars, settle out. We need to be the 1, 2, 3, 4 companies left standing. If you're Warner Brothers or Disney or something like that. We need to be one of those ones that's left standing. So we're just going to turn on the throttle and just, like Powell out there, just start printing money like crazy. We're just going to start putting money out there into everything. And that's when you saw the whole streaming war start. Every place had their own show, your Alkaline here and some of the other stuff. They had all that. I says, okay, so you had, I think it was either last year or the year before, 1,500 new scripted shows, what they call peak TV. It might have been the year before. 1,500 brand new shows, which, you try to put the hours out into that. I mean, it's more than anybody could ever watch. I don't know why you would even attempt to do that. Bear, you were explaining too much of why it failed. I'm not even talking about the Alkaline. Didn't you hear from Amalda, whatever the hell her name is? You simply have to say alt-right. And that totally explains why it failed. Yes, we can go there. They're trying to get a brand new audience, and the brand new audience never showed up. So she's lashing out at the old audience that she told to stay away in her stupid rap video. Yeah, that doesn't help. That's not a great idea. But a little bit more context to it. That's the simple answer. That's well, I don't want to go with names or anything like that, but your favorite YouTuber out there. That's where they would go with it. Favorite entertainment YouTuber out there. Bear is your favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. What was I saying? Where was I? Let me take a hot toddy drink and I will remember. Talk amongst your shells. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. Very tart though. There we go. So anyways. So they had all this money. Spending money left and right. That's why we got 20 different Star Wars shows that doesn't even look like... Star Wars used to be a big thing. I know, it's strange to imagine, but somebody would say, hey, there's a Star Wars film coming out. It's like, holy cow, stop the presses. There's something going on. And nowadays, you could literally have, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and, the ghost of Leia, all get back together for one last trip. And people would be like, yeah, I might check it. Might check it on streaming or something like that. Not really that interested, whatever. Because they just lowered everything down. But they were pumping all of this money into streaming, which is one half of the equation. The other half was they weren't spending enough money. Now, Barry, you said, but they just spent a whole bunch of money. Yeah, they spent a whole bunch of money on content. But you got to have somebody to actually make the content. So, I mean, at least personally for Bear here, let's talk about writers here for just a second. How many good let me put it this way. How many great writers out there are working in Hollywood today that you can name? I think it was 180 million for the show. Holy cow, doesn't look like it, does it? I love it when they say, this show is not for that audience. And then the show fails. And they ask, why did they watch the show? Well, I'll tell you. Even if it was for a completely different audience. I'll tell you. This is why the whole woke stuff, I don't think turning it on that switch will solve the problem here. So, okay. Let's see. Quentin Tarantino, be a good writer. I'm not a fan of all her stuff, but Diablo Cody. I definitely don't like the person, but James Gunn is a good writer. I don't know if he's great, but a pretty good writer. There's probably a couple others that Bear's just not remembering right. You probably got 10, 20 good writers out there, great writers out there that's it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see that movie, or oh, I'm going to go see that show. Then you got probably, I don't know, 50 or 100 good writers. They're really good writers out there. They're doing good work. You know, I might not be a fan, but, you know, something like Christopher Nolan. I like his direction better than his writing. Probably 50 to 100. So good writers. And then you got kind of the sort of average. They're okay. They're doing okay writers. So you probably have a universe of maybe a couple thousand, 2,500. Let's just say 3,000 or something like that. Writers out there being able to do work. I mean, there's more than that, but I mean like good writers. So you've got 1,500 shows. And you've got 3,000 really good writers. That would mean that you would probably have on each one of those series, if you kind of divided it up, you'd have 2 episodes that are really good, supposedly. And the rest of them would be kind of, so, or just terrible. So, what was it? Leslie Headland. So usually your showrunners out there, they'll develop the series. They'll kind of develop their series Bible. They'll figure out the beginning, the end, you know, a couple of the middle episodes, outline, and then come in and write usually the pilot episodes, usually the showrunner. Sometimes they might write the first and second episodes. So, you know, your first 2 episodes are by your main show writer, your good or even great writer out there. Usually they work on the first one a whole lot because it's the pilot. You need to work on that a whole lot. Second episode, it might kind of go down just a little bit. Third episode, usually you're bringing in your writer team, your staff writers, which would be kind of in the good to average, or if it's in the Star Wars universe, probably terrible writer. And of course, what did we see in the third episode of The Alkaline here? Space witches, lesbian space witches, which I guarantee you was a staff writer that did that. So you've got all these shows that are out there, but you don't have enough talent to be able to hold it up. So, okay, in our theory here, the Z-Man out there stumbles out of bed one day, knocks his head on the table, says, we're going to not make any more woke stuff. We're just going to go with, really cool stuff instead of the woke stuff. Let's do it. Okay, how many of those 3,000 writers are going to be able to, that are not woke? I don't know, half of them? Doubtful. A couple hundred maybe that are in the closet there? Maybe supposedly. The other problem that you have, and I forgot to mention this, I should have written all this stuff down. So, okay, you've got a average writer, Leslie, what was her name? Headland, whatever the hell. She did one show and it's like, okay. And now she's in the big Star Wars universe. Usually, in the old days, it usually took way long time to get to the head writer. You had to cut your teeth. You had to be really good. Nowadays, hey, you're fresh out of college? All right, come here, write for us. You check all the right boxes. trans, female, blah, Harris voter. All right, come on. So you've got all these people that are in all these positions that aren't really actually that good. And you've really kind of diluted that whole pool. So all the big money went to streaming, making all these shows, which diluted everything down. You have average writers writing for former great shows that are bringing it down. Lesbian space witches and all that sort of stuff. And you're not paying those people that are starting to come up. Writing is more kind of like an apprenticeship, really. Kind of like your plumbers or electricians. You usually try to work underneath somebody and kind of get your experience. There's not really any colleges that you go to for script writing. Maybe USC, maybe they might have a program or two, but script writing isn't like filmmaking. Plenty of filmmaking schools. There's not really that many script writing schools out there. So you got a lot of people that are cutting their teeth on big properties like, the Alkaline or whatever the hell here. There they are looking off into the sunset. Some reason, I don't know why. And your product gets diluted. So, okay, the Z-Man says, okay, we're going to make non-woke stuff anymore. Usually your projects like the Alkaline here, I think it took about 2 years. Movies take about 1.5 to 2 years. Sometimes TV shows a little bit less than that, but about a year or so. So, okay, Z-Man right today says no more. Okay, well, it's still about 1 year to 1.5 years out before it starts improving. So now they've spent all this money on streaming that's, a lot of these companies are in debt or growing broke when they really needed to put that money into an apprenticeship program for some of the writers that are going to be doing all of their content. And now they're in a position where they can't afford that as well. So now you've got two problems out there that's just saying, hey, we're not going to do the woke stuff isn't going to cut it anymore here. Anymore. So that kind of is Bear's kind of quick and dirty thought about some of that stuff. I should have written this down and kind of made it a little bit more kind of punchy for you good folks. But I was reading through this and it's just like, this is all a bunch of blather. This was all one sentence. This whole paragraph here was one complete sentence. And I couldn't make it through. Actually, no, two sentences. No, wait, one. No, there's a comma there. It's not a period. Crying out loud. Yeah, comma. Me. I. My value system. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, look, I could read all this stuff. You guys know where this is coming from. Silly racist. You guys, listen. You've heard this 1,000 times before. You don't need to hear it 1,001 time. Watches as she begins bleeding Master Soul's lightsaber. What? It bleeds? I thought it was like a crystal. Help me out here, people. I figured that the lightsaber was like pardon me here, people, as a Star Trek fan. As a laser or maybe like a plasma? I'm guessing it bleeds. I'm not so sure. If it bleeds, it leads, apparently. All right, let me get back to the great chat here. Great chat. Amy says, hello, Mark. That actually sounds like a movie I'd watch. Lesbian space witches. Yeah, you would figure that would be like, every 14-year-old boy's dream out there. But no, even Disney Plus screws that up. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Yay! God, you got people that are just not... that just can't do it, people. That just aren't that skilled in the realm of writing. And so you got a whole lot of product that's all crap. And you're like, okay, what is like a good streaming show? You get a whole lot of choices, but not a whole lot of great content. Again, they spread it way too thin. Spent a whole lot of money where they shouldn't have. Really should have, hey, we're for the workers. We're for the little guy. Yeah, right. So they don't spend their money on the writers that actually need to come up through a system and build the talent that they need. They just throw them to the wolves and say, hey, go make us a product. And then you get, She-Hulk and alkaline and all this other stuff. The rings of power. We are kings. We were kings. All that sort of stuff. So kind of, it's a double-edged sword there. Double-edged sword. So a little bit of long explanation. Thank you for sticking with old Bear here. But, you listen to your favorite entertainment YouTuber out there, and it's like, yeah, it's woke. All we got to do is just change that. And it's like, yeah, well, but where are you going to get all the writers to write those shows? They're not just going to all of a sudden appear. And okay, let's say you do want those writers. You're going to need to jingle a little bit of money out there. They used to do that in the 90s, called spec scripts. Let's see. What was his name? Shane Black used to be... Lethal Weapon was a spec script. It was one of the highest, well, probably 80s, but a spec script out there. Went for $1 million, $2 million. Somebody bought that for, and Shane... off to the races there. Till he hits that stinking Predator movie, and it all went downhill. Poor Shane Black. The one with Russell Crowe and Ken. What's his name? Ryan Gosling. That was a good one. The Nice Guys, excellent movie. The one after that, terrible stuff. So, yeah, they're going to need to put out some jingle out there for some new people to be able to come in. They want to have. You want to be just flooded with writers and just be able to pick the best one rather than just well, this is all we got. I guess we're going to have to go with it. Guess we'll have to see. Let's see. Amy says, sadly, when they fired all the good writers, they can't just jump into writing good stuff by not going woke. Yeah, that, and they just didn't have a good farm system. I mean, that is what you can do the same thing with director, cinematographers, down the list. Again, all these companies were just looking for that extra, what's going on at the end of the quarter, bottom line, all this sort of stuff. Hey, let's just make all the Wall Street people happy. Well, hey, look at all the subscribers that we have. Yeah, but then the next month they say, yeah, we don't need this service anymore. We're cutting it. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. That's why you see Warner Brothers in debt, Disney super duper in debt. Paramount looks like they're going to be selling their streaming service or federating it somehow there. So, a lot of stuff going on here. People that are Comcast also in the tubes with their streaming service. So, yeah, a lot of money wasted for just a little bit of ego from CEOs out here. The bleeding of kyber crystals. I have no idea, Mark. I am a Star Trek fan. I couldn't tell you. Speaking of great writers, Quentin Tarantino. I don't know if you ever saw it, but a lot of people are talking about the Quentin Tarantino, what's his name? The real-time guy. Bill Maher. They did a podcast together. Great stuff. If you get a chance, do go check it out. But gosh dang it, they were he had started to make mention to Bill Maher about the Star Trek, the infamous Star Trek movie that Quentin Tarantino was going to write. He was going to spill the beans on what it was going to be all about, and then they got off onto a side tangent about Toy Story and trilogies and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, no, go back to Star Trek. I want to know what the movie was about. Gosh dang it, I would have seen that movie. That would have been great. You still need good writers back, says Amy. That's true. Well, Mark, according to some cartoons, we need the power of friendship. Aw. Let's see. Mark is going to drop some knowledge on beer. Let's see. It happens. Let me go back to the actual thing here. Where is it? Bleeding, whatever the hell. It happens in one of the games. Oh, man, this is a deep cut. I'm not even going to go there. Some person uses... Let's see. With Cal, we'll try it. Cal Christus, where a dark side user really has to pour all of their negative thoughts and emotions into a bleeding crystal. I'm not even gonna try and I mean, those are words, and it is in English. A really difficult thing to do, one would imagine. Well, except for missed occupational safety and Health Administration here. Yeah, OSHA. Friendship is great, says Amy. But you can't insult everyone who disagrees with you if you want the power of friendship. Aw. Still here, but now I'm dealing with a few clients in case you think I left. We didn't think that, P-Money, but welcome back. Make sure you let them know that you are listening to the #1 show by a bear. Make sure they come on by. Hit that subscribe button. That would be helpful to old Bear here. And also, make sure you hit that bell. A lot of times, Bear is notorious for being shadow banned. So make sure you add that bell rung, people. Don't want to miss an episode here. Let's see, as long as your clients are space witches. Oh, God, I hope not. I hope not. It's not the Force, Amy. It's the Thread. So they are dark side witches. That figures. The Thread? It's the Thread? Listen, I'm not even going to pretend. Listen, Star Wars is gay. I'm just going to say it. Well, they've already said it. I've spent way too much time on Star Wars already. Most people don't even care about freaking Star Wars anymore, people. But let me end this on a high note here for you good people. I'll just do the headlines here for old P-Money first. Deadpool and Wolverine, $600 million. Congratulations, but everything else kind of dead here as far as Labor Day box office. Not a whole lot out there, but congratulations, Deadpool and Wolverine. I should have done this beforehand, but this fella here, he's trying to save Hollywood. It's crumbling creatively. Crumble creatively. Yeah. I'm sure it was better in the native Klingon. Anyways, but there is hope. There is hope for you good people out there. Hope for you good people. Marc, they were thinking, too many men with swords. If we give more women swords, we are sure more men will still want to watch it. Yeah. Nobody watched Ahsoka either. Ahsoka. Was that the one with Rosario Dawson with the really weird hair? It was kind of odd. That was a really odd, I don't know. I never watched the cartoon. Listen, people, I never watched it. I'll just be honest with you. Star Wars is gay. Seriously, people. But there is hope, people. I want to leave on some hope out there for you good people. We've talked about it in the past here. That would be Angel Studios. Angel Studios. And you, yes, you. No, not him. You could be a producer at Angel Studios. It's true, people. They're deciding it's about time. They're finally taking the Comicsgate idea and bringing it over to film. It's about time. About freaking time. Angel Studios is offering, if you put in $150, hello, Friday Night Crew, people. Hello. Bueller. They are a film and distribution company dedicated to creating a library of stories that amplify the light, Amy. That would be Angel Studios, a Delaware corporation. Boo! Founded in 2013, yada, 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 goes on. The Hollywood gatekeeper model is broken. A few studio executives or gatekeepers, I would just say studios, there's not really executives, have decided what stories get made and distributed. That's the important part, distributed. With the Angel Guild, we're flipping the script. Ha! I see what you did there, sir. We trust the movie and series viewing audience to choose what appeals as quality entertainment, people. Shocking. Every day, Guild members watch, support, and vote on which films and TV shows we bring to audiences around the world. So there you go, people. You can be part of all that. We launched a paid marketing for the Angel Guild in October of last year. Over 345,000 people have become members. We project that will grow to 1 million next year. Angel Guild alone has hit $35 million in annual occurring revenue. So you're going to get some of that sweet, sweet cash back, baby. In 2022, Angel Studios made revenues over $77 million. 2023, we made over $202 million. And with your help, people, we think we can make even more. Asterisk mark. Revenue generated in previous years not indicative of future revenues. Angel Studios' generation of revenue is not indicative of its ability to return a profit to investors. By now. Most importantly, our films and television shows are having a massive impact. Speaking of impact, the Sound of Freedom film led the state of Alabama to creating the Sound of Freedom Act, toughest anti-trafficking law in the nation. Alabama did that. Hello, California. Where are you at? Anyways, you can market and build the Angel Guild, fund and launch films and TV shows, and expand the theatrical division. Are you becoming an investor for $30 a share? That's 10 times more than we sold our shares for back in 2016. Or you can get their, and let's see, that would be a Class C stock. But you can get the Class A, baby, because you're Class A for $151.20 to be exact. Trying to raise $6 million to make another movie, and if you put in that little $151, you're gonna get some money back, people. Money back. Here you go. So some good news. Finally, do go check that out if you are interested in any of that. Oh, let me do it. Let me just put it in the chat here. Thing with a thing. There you go. If you're watching later, I'll put this in the description. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out. You know, give the old Kennedy wave to the other executives out there. Say, hey, we don't need to buy your crap. We can go to another studio and they will listen to us. So finally some good news on the old front. By the way, I've said this like years ago with the Friday Night Tights crew. Hey, do something like this. Make your own movie. You know, you can make your own Indiegogo. Do it yourself. Make a kind of Star Wars clone. Do it better than Star Wars did. Although, you know, it could turn out to be a Ripaverse thing and, you know, all goes down the crapper. But either way, you got an option, people. Got an old option here. All right. That is longer than beer. Holy cow. My hot toddy is cold. Longer than beer expected, people. So I'm glad to have all of you here with us. I tried to get through a number of stuff here with you good people, but I hope all of you are going to have, well, except for Peabody, I hope all of you are going to have a great Labor Day weekend, maybe out there at the grilling out. Last time you could wear your white shoes, if you so desire. Make my own Star Wars. I'll call it Space Battles. That's where they kind of wrote themselves into a hole, right? I mean, it's Star Wars. So when like they ended the war, it's like, well, that's that. So when they came back with the J.J. Abrams stuff, it's like, well, but they ended the war. So like, there's nothing there. I mean, they should have been like, you know, if the Empire was supposed to be like the bad Germans, you know, they could have just like cleared out that sector of space, like, you know, the France sector. You know, it used to be occupied, but we kicked out that empire, and now we're free. But we still got that Star Wars ahead of us. It's gonna be a long Star Wars, but we're determined to fight it till the end. No, they ended the Star Wars, and it's like, but then there's Star Wars again. Yay! Well, where were they hiding? I don't know. Deep space. Okay, sure, whatever. Oh, they did the Xerox copy of the Star Destroyers or whatever. Oh, okay. Space horses for some reason. I don't know. Listen, Star Trek fan. I couldn't care less. By the way, I'm listening to the Quentin Tarantino thing. I'm like, it'd be really cool. I know we couldn't get Quentin Tarantino. You know who would be a really cool director for Star Trek? I mean, he's kind of already started to dip his toes a little bit into there. I would love to see a Christopher Nolan directed Star Wars. Hopefully written by somebody else, but I'd love to see that. That would be like really make it really kind of gosh, I don't know how they would do some of the practical effects, but yeah, that would be really cool to see. I would like to see somebody like that as a director do Star Trek, but unfortunately it's dead, Jim. It is dead. Calling the sequel Star Peace might not get as many into theaters as people. Celestial Rumble. I like it, Amy. I like it a lot. Like it a lot here. Well, I hope Bear's voice has stayed up here for you good people. It's getting a little scratchy here, so make sure you wash your hands, people. Make sure you wash your hands. You wear 2 masks. Wear 3 masks. You wear 2 masks over your face and 1 over your butt, just to make sure, people. Make sure you don't catch the old Wu flu out there, people. It's horrible, terrible stuff. But we'll make it through. Hopefully, we'll be doing a show Wednesday here. Hope to be able to come back and do a great show. But if Bear's not here, you'll know he's all sick in bed. For crying out loud. But hopefully we'll be able to get over this with the power of friendship and a hot toddy, people. A hot toddy. But you know what? I need to go fill up the glass here. So all this talk about I don't know, celestial rumbles has made Bear hungry. So he's gonna head back. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. I'm glad you thought Bear's voice did fine. It's getting a little scratchy here. I'm trying to. Where was I? I'm going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr. Night, everybody.